I'm Lisa, and I'm the mom half of this duo.
And I'm Shada. I'm Lisa's daughter. And welcome to Two Peas in a Plot, our little corner of the internet where we talk all things books.
We read across genres and love everything from underrated gems to longtime favorites.
And just a quick heads up while we try to avoid spoilers, we do talk about what we liked or didn't. So there might be a few light spoilers along the way just to give you some context.
So if you love stories and want to grow your TBR, hit that subscribe button and join the plot. Welcome back, everyone. Before we start talking about our book, I'd like to bring in Shada and ask her if she is a seasonal reader or not.
Well, no, not really. I know you are more of a seasonal reader than I am.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this though, and I'm not a seasonal reader in the traditional sense, but I got all the Harry Potter books like around Christmas. Well, I think the first three were out. So those make me like if I want to feel very Christmassy, I'll read those books. Um, if it's super disgustingly hot in the summer, maybe I'll read something that evokes winter because I can't stand the heat. So I think so I guess I am kind of a seasonal reader, but in a very weird way. But I also think, and we may have talked about this in a previous episode, um, because I read a lot of epic fantasy and sci-fi and like horror, those aren't really, they don't really have a seasonal theme. They're just kind of whatever the setting is. Um,
That
so
makes
yeah.
sense. So I was going to ask you, because I knew you kind of weren't a seasonal reader. Is there a particular book, and I think you already answered it, that you would want to read at Christmas time or winter time?
Oh yeah, Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
And I'd want to watch Lord of the Rings at Christmas time. Which we did
Yeah,
one year, like 10 years ago.
it doesn't
Probably even
seem that
longer than that.
long.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh, it might have been closer to 13 or 14 years ago.
that was
But
fun.
yeah, those are very cozy to me, especially the first one because it starts out in Hobbiton and you just see the way the hobbits live and how cozy and cute everything is. Speaking of which, Tales of the Shire, which is Weta Workshop is the FX team that did all the Lord of the Rings special effects. They've branched out into game design, and this is their very first game, and it's a cozy Hobbit life sim game. So you're just
Mm.
a cute little hobbit living in the Shire, and you have to cook to make friends because the fastest way to a hobbit's heart is food. So that comes out on Tuesday. But I remember way back when the movies were actually coming out, the theatrical release would be released on DVD in like the summer, but I would always wait and y'all would get me the extended edition, and those came out around Christmas time, and then I would watch them. So, Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. Those are my Christmas time books. Well, books and movies.
I know I'm a big movie or TV person. I usually like to watch musicals. I think it's called, oh, now I forgot, A White Christmas with Bing Cosby, and I can't remember all their names, but I just love that. But I don't know. This is like a Christmas themed book, even though it's not very Christmassy. The family tries to be Christmassy, but let me just start out that our book today is Not a Creature Was Stirring by Jane Haddam, published in 1990. It is the first book in the Gregor Demarkian mystery series. I believe there are 29 books in this series, so if you want to start a new one, and there's plenty of books to follow in that. And I checked my book out, my ebook, with Kindle Unlimited. So there's quite a few books that you can get through Kindle Unlimited. So the story follows Gregor Demarkian, who is a former FBI agent, and he's invited to attend a high society Christmas gathering at the mansion of the wealthy Hannaford family. Only for the family patriarch who invited Gregor to the gathering to turn up dead. It is a part whodunit, part family drama in a locked mansion feel with snowed in days, family secrets, and murder. And that could be plural murders. It is supposed to be a holiday atmosphere that becomes a darker, moodier Christmas for the family and reader. Gregor is lured out of retirement from the person in charge of the investigation, and that investigator was mentored by Mr. Demarkian years ago. Gregor finds a renewed zest and purpose for life once the investigation has started. And I don't describe it too much because it's already happened, but his wife had passed away with cancer at the same time he started to retire. I think he retired soon after that. So that's why he feels like, there's no point. He's not suicidal or anything, but he just has no purpose in life, he feels. So, towards the end of the book, you get a better feel for Gregor's neighbors and home life, which I look forward to getting to know more about. I thought I knew who the murderer was in the beginning, but then, of course, the author takes me in all different directions, which I willingly go. It has the feel of a traditional, cozy mystery with a classic puzzle feel. Puzzle being a strong word in this mystery due to the unclear motive behind the murder or murders. You just don't know why he would be murdered. He is a hateful person, a hateful, I wouldn't say father, hateful father, but he's very ugly to his children and his wife. But he still loves his wife, but he hates his kids. It's weird. I thought this was a really smart mystery, which reads like an old school whodunit, but it seems to be with no motive behind the murders, which makes it difficult to zero in on the murderer. But also, that makes it all the more fun to figure out as you read along and follow the clues. And supposedly there's a lot of red herrings, but I don't think I got any of them. I was just enjoying the read and getting to know the people. I recommend this read. Also, note it may be paced a little slow in the beginning, but picks up once the first murder occurs. And here that first murder occurs. But yeah, I was surprised. It was a little above a cozy mystery to me. It was not a normal mystery that I could get into right away. I think I was just and the family is so you just don't love any of them. Maybe one person in particular, and she's actually an author, but she still is hard to get to know. And Gregor is a little bit, but you're learning about Gregor at that time. But towards the end, the neighborhood comes together more, and Gregor has them over unwillingly, but they all are at his house for whatever reason. I think it's due to Christmas and they want him to celebrate, and he's not celebrating, and they know he has lost his wife. So, anyway, when he's there talking to his neighbors and one of his neighbors says something, it clicks and he knows who killed all the people, is what I can say.
Started out with one murder and then potentially more, and then all the people.
Yeah, and their family. That's all family because they were the only ones staying in the mansion.
You know what this sounds like? I think y'all watched it. The basic concept, probably not the actual execution, but the basic concept sounds like that Knives Out movie
Yeah.
where the patriarch is killed and it's a mansion and
And it's just
everyone kind of
family.
has a motive. Yeah, it's all family. And his like personal nurse. And yeah, that sounds pretty cool. When you have a limited number of people who could have done it and you know the killer is somewhere amongst all these people, that sounds kind of fun.
It was really different. I really enjoyed the mystery of it because it was, you just couldn't figure it out.
Let me ask you this. I
Mhm.
don't think this is too much of a spoiler for you to answer, but by the time you get to the end, you said there isn't really a motive, even though he's kind of a horrible person. By the time you get to the end, do you see the motive? Or is it still kind of like, well, I still don't know why they did that?
No, you know why they did it.
Okay.
Um, but you're because certain siblings have different anger issues and different reasons for their dislike of their dad. But you also wonder, well, why didn't they do it a long time ago? Why did they wait? But that's now it's coming back to me. You figure out you find out what the motive was.
Right.
And that's the only motive it could be, but it's not really brought to your attention. I don't think, like I said, it could have been a red herring and I just overlooked it, but it doesn't come to my attention until towards the end. And it was just a really good mystery. That's what I can say. It's just, I didn't really like the family, so it was hard to enjoy the characters because I have a hard time with that. If I don't like any of the characters, I have a hard
I
time reading
honestly,
it.
I feel like that's kind of the same way with Knives Out because they're all kind of selfish. They're all kind like the difference is the only person you like, at least I haven't seen it in several years now, but the
Yeah.
only person I liked was Christopher Plummer, who ends up getting murdered like at the beginning. But it sounds like it's very similar, except the dad is horrible
Yeah. And
versus,
the kids are horrible,
yeah,
except maybe one, but she's not really loving, or I don't know how to say the word. She's made her own money because she's an author and she has all these bestsellers. But the other children rely on their parents for the money.
yeah.
But none of the kids are going to get any money. It'll be explained in the book better than I could, but he has done everything while he was living to not leave him any money. So they can't fight it. But
That
you'll
sounds really
find out
interesting.
what the motive is.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it was really different. I did look at the second one. I'm gonna um, check out the second one, and also I think the author puts Gregor Demarkian's the series all around a specific holiday, and they might not be
Oh,
real big holidays like Christmas or what have you, but maybe less popular holidays.
that's interesting. Well, especially for how many, 29 books did you say?
Yeah.
Are they all holidays?
I don't know for a fact. I was just reading a brief information on the author, and that's
That's
what
very
it said.
interesting.
So I don't know when that was written. Depending on when it was written, I don't know if all the books follow under that, but it's a good thing if you want to some. It wasn't really Christmassy, but they had a lot of Christmas things in the book. They had all this caroling, singing, caroling going on, and no one knew how to turn it off. They had piped in music in their
Oh, that's
mansion.
funny. Oh, especially for 1990. That's fancy. That's
Yeah,
fancy stuff.
it was fancy. Yeah, it was pretty neat. Well, that's all we have for you today. That the book is called Not a Creature Was Stirring by Jane Haddam, and it's the Gregor Demarkian series. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks for being here and talking books with us.
And if you love stories and want to grow your TBR, hit that subscribe button and join the plot with us. And we'll see you in the next chapter. Bye, y'all.